Vola anguela o veteranu, hoi tabua. Aku do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM, na bandu na seri.
Bula, alang gonoa, ilutoka do talita na Bula FM berarti na bandu na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nan regen gosa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang gosa mundu achiwe na Bula FM na bandu na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barongo na Bula FM, na bandu.
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
In the news tonight, students board caught in tertiary delay. Junk food in schools still a challenge. And the future of plastic bags is nil, says the minister.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Incomplete applications continue to be a major problem for the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Board, as the majority of the requests do not have the final offer letters from the applicant's university. This has significantly affected the TSLB's ability to process the new applications on time, says the Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj. The board has received over 6,200 applications to date, and nearly half of them don't have the compulsory offer letters. Ritika Pratap has more.
Upon query by the TSLB staff, many students have said they are yet to receive their final offer letter from the respective universities.
I think as we speak, from the total number of applications that we have received, which is about 6243, we have around 3,000 applications which are still sitting as incomplete applications.
Majority of the students have provided provisional offer letters based on their mid-year exam results, but this cannot be accepted.
Which we can't take on board because, one, the programs are not stated in the offer letter. Two, the offer letters do not have the students' university ID. So I think for the new students, the onus is on them to go down to their universities, find out what's happening with their applications, get the offer letter and upload their offer letter on TSLB portal so that we can process the applications.
We still have processing to be done, and progressively we are trying to get those done by 31st because the classes start from early Feb.
The TSLB staff have been working overtime, and students are encouraged to make use of the online portal for faster application process.
As of last year and the practice again this year, all applications received are through online application portal, and the students are also notified via the online application portal.
The board has received over 2,400 applications for the National Topper Scheme and 3,800 for the Tertiary Education Loan Scheme. To date, 375 students have been confirmed for National Toppers, while 1,866 test applications have been awarded. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Education Ministry and individual school management need to start working more cohesively in ensuring students are not served junk food in canteens. Now, with this new school term underway, there have been concerns raised that there are still schools where junk and unhealthy food, including sugary products, are sold at recess and lunch. Kelly Vadala reports.
In 2017, the Education Ministry placed a ban on fizzy drinks and junk food sales from school canteens, but this has not fully worked.
The canteens are run by school management, and that is a source of income for the school management. So the onus lies in the management when they give it out to a service provider, that the rules are clearly explained to the service provider about why we need to maintain good nutrition in our schools. Like I said, we will have to step up our monitoring on that.
The World Health Organization says a major challenge for Pacific Island countries is to reinforce nutrition education in schools by promoting healthy eating practices. Health Minister Dr. Feremi Wanganambete says the initiative by the Education Ministry will help reduce NCDs in the long term.
You know, that habit becomes part and parcel of the growth of the child, and so the ability to actually stop and cancel that habit from early on is something that is very important. We know that when somebody actually has NCD at 40, 50 or 60, the changes have happened ever since childhood. So that's why it's so important that we approach the whole person.
Globally, in 2016, the number of overweight children under the age of 5 is estimated to be over 41 million. With Fiji being a developing country, prevention of childhood obesity therefore needs high priority, and schools play an important role in this. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Fijians should not be under the impression that thicker plastic bags, which have replaced the now banned single-use plastic bags, are here to stay. Retailers and supermarkets are using plastic bans which don't fall under the ban. But Environment Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy confirms this too is temporary. Edwin Nunn reports.
These new, thicker plastic bags may be convenient for shoppers, but they're only around until Fiji transitions into a plastic-free society.
The intention was to keep our environment clean, keep our environment, keep plastic bags away from our environment. That's the intention. The intention was not to save people from using thinner plastic bag to using thicker plastic bags. Absolutely not.
14 days into the ban, Dr. Reddy says people should be fully aware of what the law is when it comes to using plastic bags.
You know, Honorable Minister of Economy announced this long time back in the budget address. Then the tensions levy came to tell them that, look, you know, we are introducing this. So people had information on this long time back. There shouldn't be any reason of any doubts or confusion about this initiative.
Conducting inspections from January 1st when the ban came in. Reports indicate that even small market stalls and general stores and corner shops are abiding by the ban. While there were a few isolated cases in the initial days following the inception of the ban, compliance levels have increased.
Not with the small market vendors and small shops. We haven't found any non-compliance. We did find one or two non-compliance with one or two supermarkets.
The government believes there will be teething issues in the beginning, but Fijians will come around to the ban. Edwin Nunn, FBC News.
Gender inequality has been highlighted as one of the many reasons that contribute to increasing cases of violence against women and children in Fiji. The Women and Children's Minister says societal norms, gender stereotypes and dismissing aggression are factors giving rise to statistics on violence. Koroi Tandulala reports that 64% of women are subject to either physical or sexual violence in their lifetime.
Having more strength and muscle does not give any man a right to turn that masculinity into violence, says the Women's Ministry.
We dismiss boys' aggression as a function of their masculinity and we rationalize it. The more we conform to gender stereotypes, masculine, strong, assertive and powerful, and feminine, submissive, pretty and weak, the conditions remain ripe for Fijian men and boys to exert power and control over women and girls. Power we covertly tell our boys is theirs through tradition, socialization and role models.
A recent World Health Organization report states that lower levels of education is also a cause for the increase in physical and sexual violence. Children who grow up in families where there is violence may suffer a range of behavioral and emotional disturbances. The Education Ministry is stepping in to help address the issue.
One of the things that we will be looking at is including gender sensitiveness, gender equality issues into our school curriculum. I can state here there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we will be working very closely with the other three ministries.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports will soon incorporate relevant training modules into their empowerment program to help fight the violence in our society.
This is one of the topics that we have actually brought in our youth empowerment programs that we will from this year will roll on. So any youth empowerment program that we actually have or we conduct throughout Fiji, gender equality and violence against women and children would be part of it.
The economic and social cost of intimate partner violence is enormous. Women may suffer isolation, loss of wages, inability to work, lack of ability to participate in regular activities, and limited ability to care for themselves and their children. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Fiji Police Force now has the power and the authority to prosecute any case that has been referred to them by the Online Safety Commission under the Online Safety Act of 2018. The two organizations signed a memorandum of understanding today to work together in this regard. Acting Commissioner of Police Rusiate Tundravu, while supporting or guaranteeing the support of the organization, also mentioned that the Commissioner's endorsement already exists. The Force's Criminal Investigation Department will be the Commission's point of contact in terms of investigation.
We have a piece of legislation that's very powerful, but it would take the police force, it would take the CID cybercrime unit to be able to implement it and enforce these laws.
Well, this is one of the laws that has been passed, and we are with you in the execution of what is required.
Two crimes that are listed under the Online Safety Act are online bullying and abuse, and the second one is the sharing of explicit images and videos without consent. Up ahead, airport upgrade benefits villages.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Surrey Airport landowners are now benefiting from the expansion of the airport's runway. With several villages currently working at the airport's terminal, a number of young men in the village have also been chosen to work with the contractors to ensure that the expansion work is completed on time. Senyani Mboila reports.
The clan of Rokondurudoko has been working closely with the airport's Fiji Limited, and this has allowed most to learn new things and also put food on the table for their family.
I always help at home from the money I get from there. I buy food for my family. It has enabled me to meet the demands of the family, the church and the Vanua.
For Nabitala Indela Iverata, the opportunity has enabled him to make ends meet.
The money I get from work there has really enabled me to buy flour, sugar, rice for the family.
24-year-old David Motusen's work for them now is just a walking distance.
Sometimes the work for us is really hard, but the pay is good. We receive like $200 per week.
The runway length will be expanded from 1,640 meters to 2,140 meters and will be widened from 30 meters to 45 meters. The work is expected to be completed next year. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Due to climate change, infrastructure like roads, jetties and bridges have been damaged over the past years. Now, to address this issue, the Fiji Roads Authority is concentrating on building climate-resilient infrastructure that will benefit everyone and last longer. Catherine Krishna has more.
Fiji Roads Authority says the effects of climate change is now being implemented into all plans of designing and construction of infrastructure.
When you combine a sea level rise with more frequent heavy rain and cyclones and stronger winds that are going to occur as well through climate change, the storm surge will increase. That means that the bridges have to be raised. So going forward, all of our assets as we build new ones will be at a higher level. Tamavua Bridge is 1.6 metres higher than the existing bridge.
Moa says investing in resilient infrastructure now will save the nation money in the future.
If we built Tamavua Bridge at the same level it is now, it could get wiped out in 30, 40 years. But we design and build bridges for 100 years. So we have to make sure that bridge is serviceable for its entire life.
The focus of government to make sure that all the infrastructure we have, we make it as resilient as possible. Part of this might include having to shift some infrastructure from where it is to other places.
The FRA says all bridges and roads constructed in the coastal areas will be built higher than before. The authority says this is part of their smart way of planning to avoid disappointments in the future. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The mother of one of the passengers involved in the fatal bus accident in Lakena Nosori has received $75,000 compensation. The victim was involved in the horrific accident in October last year, which claimed the lives of 2 students while several others sustained injuries. The Accident Compensation Commission of Fiji made the payment to the victim's mother yesterday. The motor vehicle accident application was received from the mother of the deceased child as the victim was under 18 years of age. She thanked the ACCF for their assistance. ACCF Chief Executive Parvez Akbar says no application has been made for compensation for the other death from this accident, as the family are attending to legal matters before this can be done. The nomination for this year's Academy Awards have been announced, with the movie Joker leading the pack with 11 nods. And now it's business time with Koroi.
Thanks, Amrita. Coming up after the break. Environment officers to be trained on business monitoring. And in growing Fiji, Prime Minister meets Crown Prince. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची FM सुनता। गौल टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Enforcement officers are learning how to investigate, collect evidence and possibly prosecute breaches of environmental protection laws. Trainers from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions over the next 2 days.
So government ideally must be ready to keep a watch on the conduct of these players and deal with the insignificant breaches. Why I'm saying insignificant breaches is that I'm saying 99% of them will conform, will behave as expected. But there are some outliers, 1%, 2%. That's what I'm saying. The majority, the 99%, will behave.
Gary is now here to give us the latest from the money markets.
The US dollar traded mixed against its peers ahead of the signing of the US-China Phase 1 agreement on Wednesday. The pound sterling dropped across the board as the release of poor UK growth data bolstered the case of a rate cut from the Bank of England. Britain's economy stumbled in November, with GDP shrinking by 0.3% during the month. Industrial and manufacturing production were down 1.2% and 1.7% respectively. In Japan, current account surplus increased 75% in November compared to last year, as imports fell more sharply than exports amid declining energy-related prices. The surplus stood at 1.44 trillion yen, marking the 65th consecutive month of black ink. US and British consumer price index data will be released tomorrow, and we will have to wait and see what this will do to the Fijian dollar. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar was on the rise against the US greenback, the New Zealand dollar, the PNG kina and the Japanese yen, but slid against the other currencies we cover. Now, commodities were on the descent. Crude oil prices came down to $58 per barrel. Gold dropped about $18 to $1,538 per ounce, and silver closed down at $17.77 per ounce. In growing Fiji, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama is in the United Arab Emirates for the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week. The Sustainability Summit brings together heads of government, policymakers, industry specialists and technology pioneers from around the world. Also present at the event was the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, with whom the Prime Minister held a bilateral meeting with. Bainimarama and the Crown Prince discussed ways to further enhance Fiji's relationship with the UAE. Bainimarama says he appreciates the potential and opportunities that the two countries' relations can offer, at the same time reaffirming his personal commitment to building stronger bilateral relationships with the UAE. The Prime Minister also thanked the Prince for the $10 million assistance through UAE Red Crescent in the rehabilitation and construction of 3 schools in Fiji that were affected by TC Winston in 2016. That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie Johnson now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Corey, and good evening in sports tonight. Younger players earmarked for Mbati's squad, and permanent secretary humbled by new role. This and more after the break.
Zola Anguela o veteranu, ako Tavua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambando na seri.
Bula, ang gonoa, ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM, berarti nambando na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nandragin ko sa Bula FM nga, nakasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo achievyo ng Bula FM, nambando na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang melambasa, do barong na Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na seri.
The Fiji National Rugby League aims to blood younger players into their national teams and build a bigger pool of reps to choose from. This vision has been made easier with the formation of the Kaiviti Silktails, which provides a platform for players to gain international exposure at a prime age. Aquila Thama with the details.
The Kaiviti Silktails Rugby League side will definitely open up new windows of opportunity for local players at a younger age, as the pathway to overseas contracts will just be steps away.
Where I seem to think they just get their first taste of professional rugby league at a later age, where what we can do now is have local Fijians living in Fiji getting that taste of professional rugby league, that really strong experience, which is going to accelerate their learning, and they're not going to be 25, 24, 23, they are going to be 19, 20 and 21. Now that makes for a stronger butty.
Costin believes many local players can make a name for themselves in the NRL through the Ron Messi Cup, which kicks off in March.
Now we're guiding our players into professional rugby league. You can look at a success story like Micah Sivo, who made his NRL debut at 25. You know, it's not too late for any of those players out there that are really looking to change their life and the life of their community and their family by obtaining a professional contract.
This is one of the reasons the FNRL is reviewing its primary school competitions to complement their development pathway vision.
In terms of primary schools, primary school is a remodel competition and we're looking to launch it later in February, and that will span for at least 2 terms, term 1 and term 2. Details of that will be released later.
Meanwhile, the Kaiviti Silktails are back at training after a short break. Aquila Thama, FBC Sports.
Fijian Sevens men's coach Gareth Baber is keeping a close watch on Aseli Tuivoaka. Tuivoaka was one of the new stars of last season and was given the nickname The Tank by World Series commentator Sean Maloney because of his physicality and aggressiveness. However, the 23-year-old who is yet to feature in the new season is still a work in progress for Baber, who sees a bright future for him if he can direct his energy into the right places and at the right moment.
He's a strong player. He's physical. He likes the physical confrontations, be it with the ball or without the ball. What we've needed to do with him is get him to understand that he needs to control that, and he needs to channel it to when he's in a good position to play. And no swinging arms, no looking at finishing people off after a tackle, no hitting anybody late. Let's be honest about the way we play the game.
The Permanent Secretary for Youth and Sports and former national football captain Martino Nemani says he'll always have Suva at heart. Nemani is the new Suva football technical advisor, back with the capital city side after 2 decades. Aquila Thama caught up with the former national captain in his first training session with the team and filed this report.
He coached and captained Suva in their back-to-back league title wins in 1996 and 1997. But 23 years later, Martino Nemani is back, but only this time he will play a different role.
And particularly for me, these are youths, future generations, and I'd love to come and help. Not only in terms of just coaching Suva, the other aspects where I think I can assist these youths, these players, become even better, people and build better characters for themselves.
Suva football is excited after securing the services of Nemani, who was part of a formidable Suva side in the 90s, which includes players like William Lasanga, Tone Watisoni, Amini Sitaiseru, and William Sikuri.
He got Suva at heart, and to get a person of his caliber, and he's coming out of his busy schedule and offering his services to Suva is a huge advantage for us and a huge achievement for Suva also.
It was not a hard decision for Nemani to make when he was approached by the Suva team management.
Started in Suva, play
coach, captain, became president and retired in Suva, so it was not too difficult because it was passionate, it's in the system. I think I just need to re-energize myself and say, look, this is where I can help in a voluntary way. And for the people of Suva, for the players and for the officials and those that love football.
Nemani will team up with new Suva coach Bob Scan for this new football season. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The All Blacks are on the market for a new major sponsor after insurance giant AIG announced today it will end its partnership with the New Zealand Rugby Union. In today's Player of the Day, Sergio Ramos scoring a decisive spot kick as Real Madrid beat Atletico Madrid on penalties to win the Spanish Super Cup. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in weird and wonderful tips on how to train your brain to worry less. Details coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोते सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगवा लेबू लटोका, रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
In new media, Samsung's new Zero TV can pivot between horizontal and vertical orientations. It was showcased at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas just last week. And here's Angie with the weather.
Aloha and welcome to the Weather World. That tropical disturbance 04F is pretty much where it was yesterday and doesn't look like it's going to make any trouble in the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, we've got a pretty strong chance of thunder showers for Fiji and a heavy rain alert for the west tonight, so look out for that. Now moving to the west, cloudy skies with high chances of showers later tonight. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, it was more of mixed conditions. The night will see more showers, be prepared for that. And up north, cloudy skies with heavy showers, step out with an umbrella. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 10:22 p.m. with low tide at 4:50 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:42 in the a.m. of course. For tomorrow, there is no break from the wet spells as there is incoming showers. Like I said, prepare your rain gears. Tomorrow's temps, Suva and Savu Savu will have the least numbers, which means it will stay cool. And looking ahead to Thursday, there is least likeness of a dry stretch. Unfortunately, we can't make any happening plans, but don't worry, dry days will come around later in the year. That's all the weather news from my end. It's back to you, Amrita.
Thanks, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, how are you coping with the increased traffic with the start of the new school term?
Just wait for a little bit. When the road is clear, then we start going.
I get up early, have a late breakfast, and then go.
With school now starting, I have to get my kids up earlier than usual because we do not want to be stuck in traffic.
One thing that I've learned is to just leave home early to avoid the traffic.
I have to wake up early in the morning now to get ahead of the massive traffic jams.
Traffic is an everyday issue, and so I leave home at 6 to avoid it and to be at work on time.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we all go through worries in life, and our brain is programmed to do this naturally. But did you know that there are ways you can counter this? Recapping the main story, students bored caught in tertiary delay. Junk food in school still a challenge. And the future of plastic bags is nil, says the minister. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, This week we're asking, has it become more affordable to send children to school? You can visit our FBC website to answer. Now, our shot of the day comes from Reshmi Singh. This is the ever-famous Singatoka sand dunes where locals and tourists alike go for a hike or training. You can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Stay safe. Mother Mother.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता. गौल टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.